Hey, Mike, you know this. You haven't been on the road with us every time. You've gone everywhere you can. Brad's been on the road with us every time. Brad can write a chapter every time on one of them. He's seen a bunch of them. We've been in a bunch of these games, as you well know. There's about 6 of them. That's about a one-possession game. That comes right to my mind right now, 6 of them, all one-possession games. There's been some close ones we've won, but the ones that stands out in my mind are the 6 ones that you lose. And you lose them different ways. Sometimes you have a lead and lose them. Sometimes it's just a one-possession game. You know, tonight, you know, give them credit. I didn't think we were as efficient as we have been in the last 5 or 6 games, especially late in that game offensively. We've been really efficient late in those games. I think it's 74% in the last 8 minutes in the last 5 games. We weren't that way tonight. That's number one. Number two, I thought they beat us to every 50-50 ball. Those loose balls bouncing around, those loose balls around that rim. And guys, when you get extra possessions, and again, let me tell you, there's a game possession. We're up 2 with about 30 seconds to go in regulation. Nicolo throws that hook pass. That sucker bounces out there to half court. Let me tell you, you got to get that one. Game's over. It's just where it is. That's what winning and losing is. That's what a fine line it is. Just go get that loose ball. And it bounced a couple different times. Anticipation, being ready, go get it. We don't get it, what happened? Jackson pulls up and makes a 30-footer to put them up 1 now with 20 seconds to go. That's winning and losing. We were fortunate enough, we come down and get fouled, got a chance to close it out. I think Monte's shooting 2, goes 1 for 2. You know, that's part of the game, missing free throws. And dang on loose balls, those 50-50 balls, those ain't part of the game. You gotta go get those. You know, I look at one stat, second chance points. I get 19, we get 10. What is that stat? What is that stat? Freaking toughness. There you go. Y'all have heard me say that 1,000 times this year. Fran, that's how he plays. He doesn't shoot it, doesn't look to shoot it. He's a screener. He'll drive, get something open, but every time he shoots it, that's the way he goes. It's his opportunity to not score, but go get a rebound so he can throw it out those 2 guys again. So when you really let a team hang around like we did, and you give a guy like Jackson an opportunity, you know, he had 5 points at halftime. We'd done a job on him. DeNicolo hurt us first half, had 13, hit 3 threes. But you let guys hang around, don't put them away. And we never could make some runs to separate ourselves. Never could do it. And Jackson kind of took that game over. Last 10 minutes, he kept them in it, kept them ahead. We never could get no separation. And again, late in the game in regulation, you're up 2, he makes a shot. It goes into overtime. I haven't studied the stats, but to me, he was the only guy, it seemed to me, was getting anything done. I know he hits a 3 over in front of their bench. I think we fouled him on a 3 over across from that bench. Seemed like he hit a floater. How many points did he have in overtime? 7 out of 13. He created 1 down that lane to Fromm on that drive. He just took the game over. And when a guy like that can shoot it and drive it and do things he does, and he gets in the zone, you know, that's not good. And he took it over. Give them credit.
What did you think was the difference in that first half where you really contained Jackson than just him getting in that?
You know, give me some stats his first half. He didn't make a 3 the first half. Don't ask me why.
I think he started 1 for 6 from the 3.
What did he make the first half? None? Do you have 1? Over 3 the first half?
Over 3 and 2 for 9 overall from the field, first half.
First half, 2 for 9. You know, it's just some kids' mentality. Some guys got that, man. They got it. They see that ball goes through one time, changes their mindset. And I'm going to give him, he hit some tough shots again. He hits some tough shots. 1 in front of their bench. Tough shot. The one to put them up 1 with 20 seconds to go. Tough shot. Again, that's what tough players do, man. They step up when that game's on the line. He doesn't see a shot he don't believe he can make, and he's so hard to guard now. Man, you crowd him too much, he's going to go around you, draw fouls. He shoots that ball going left, he shoots it going right. Got a great mid-range game. Again, that's why he's averaging 24 points. He gets that, what'd he get? We got above his average, 29, so no secret there. You know, the other guy, Wallace, we did a good job on. He's averaging 24, got 13. Niccolo was the difference. You know, he got 17. That's way above his average. And he got 13 of those first half. He gets one and he gets a layup in overtime. So he wasn't much a factor. Second half, he makes 2 in overtime, that drive layup. But like I say, we weren't near as efficient offense as we have to be. I don't care if the stat says 46% second half. It wasn't as efficient as you got to be. Overtime, 3 for 9. Overtime, 3 for 9. That's not good. First half, I think we had 3 turnovers. Second half, we have 9. Is that correct?
Was Josh late for practice?
Job was late for shoot-around day. Don't start. That's right. You know, run in the morning. Started Merrick. It's good to get Merrick some practice time. So what he got? Started him. He played. He gives us what we know we get from him. He plays hard. He's a good defender. If he steps up and makes shots, then that's just something, a plus. You wouldn't always expect that from him, but he made some. But again, he gives us something off that bench playing hard.
Disappointing is that you're literally in the margin for a tournament. You're having to deal with players showing up late.
Brad, I never like that. I never like that. A 1:30 shoot around, oversleep. You know, it's just not good. It's just not good. That's right.
Rick, can I ask you something?
Hey, Mike, you can ask me anything you want, buddy. You know that. You got.
You're always straight with us, but I can tell the tone in your voice about Jackson. You respect all opponents, but your respect for him seems...
Jackson?
Yeah. Your respect seems to be at another level for him.
Oh, I've seen this young man twice this year against us on our home court. Take the game's over. I don't know if I've ever had guys do that ever consistently. Twice in a row. We said he wouldn't get 45 tonight. He didn't get 45, but he got to 29 and beat us. Absolutely. Again, he's averaging 24. He's doing it consistently every night against people. Listen, Tavion's a pretty good defender. Charles is a pretty good guy on those ball screens. Charles did a much better job on ball screens this game did that first game. He's out there on him a bunch now, a whole bunch. He made some tough shots and plays. I got a lot of respect for him. If their team would have won the league, vote for him as, you know, best player in the league. He didn't win it. No, Dominion win it, so give it to Stiff. Outside that, that cat is offensively really, really good. Really good. You know, Elmore's a different kind of guy. You know, Elmore passes it better, does some things better, but just defending them one-on-one, this little cat here is really hard to guard now. Really hard to guard. And we're guarding with a pretty good defender, like I say, Tavion, man. And again, I thought Charles was much better on those screens, much better.
I feel like you kind of got Charles going there like in the second half.
Brad, you know, and I'll say this nicely, we miss Charles a bunch. And, you know, you got to build Charles 7 for 9 tonight. It's not getting Charles, just getting the ball. It's about getting the ball even at the right moments would make it easier on Charles. You got to get it to him not when he's open, but when he's getting open. And that hadn't been our strength all year, and I'll have to tell you guys that. You know, we don't always get that ball inside. We don't always see through that defense and see that help side. And you got to read not his defender. You got to see through that defense and read those other defenders. We don't always do that great. But Charles, yes, he was, you know, 7 for 8, 7 for 9, 7 8 free throw line, which tells you he needs more shots. Get it to him more. And because they're sagging in some, it opens up some perimeter things. It opens up perimeter shots. You know, Tavion missed some shots he's been making. Last 3 games, Tavion's made a bunch of those shots. Didn't make them tonight. Don't ask why. That's just part of the game. Sometimes it don't go in, and it didn't go in for him tonight.
Have an 8-day layoff now before you play again. What's the plan over the next week?
Well, we'll let them. Tomorrow's off day, and we'll let them recover a little bit here a day, and for sure tomorrow, we'll decide on Friday. But from here on out, it's every game's your last one. Don't matter what anybody's done at this point now. Only thing what you've done at this point, side seating, I guess, where you're at. If I understand this seating stuff, if I understand it, Zach, talk to me now. Southern Miss won at Old Dominion. All right, Southern Miss, is it the only game left in this little pod system? Is San Antonio at Southern? Nope, Old Dominion's got to go to UAB. Well, even if UAB beats Old Dominion, UAB doesn't matter. Okay, Southern Miss beats San Antonio. I guess here's where I'm at on this. Home, I'll be shocked if they don't do it because they can sit down and guard. Got some little guys can guard. Well, I understand it's a three-way tie for second. Us, Southern, San Antonio. And according to Zach, you go your records against all three, we would be 3-1. The other two teams are 2-2. We'd be 2 seed, if that's what I'm hearing you say.
Yes.
So, don't matter what UAB does. The only game that matters to us, looks like, is what Southern does. Southern against San Antonio. Southern wins, we still the 2 seed. If San Antonio wins, to me, San Antonio comes 2 seed. I don't know about us in Southern. We'd be at 3 then. So where it sounds, we're 2 or 3 then. That's where it's going, based on what Southern does. UAB don't matter. I wouldn't be surprised if UAB don't beat Old Dominion now. Wouldn't be surprised. That's why it'd be great to have pod systems 2 and 2 going to 1. Last game of the year would have been great. So, but don't matter now. It all comes down to nothing for us. Waiting on everybody else to finish up where they're at. Then it becomes a 1-game season. Every game you play is your last game. It's a 3-game season. Play them one at a time. Don't have no idea who you'll play. There's very little separation. You can take 7 or 8 teams. That second bunch and that second pod. You got Marshall. You have a Louisiana Tech. You have a North Texas. So that would be 8. That'd be 8 teams. There's really 8 teams. Not much separation. Hadn't been many blowouts in this league, have there? Anywhere. So it's a fine line. Again, don't matter what you've done at this point. It's 1 game at a time. 3 games to win a championship. That's what it's about. Any more questions?